Okay, this is one of those tag videos. John Wingman from down in San Diego tagged me. Before him, Junkyard Fox tagged him from New Mexico. Both those guys have great channels. There'll be links to them in the details down below. Below that will be these questions. After that, there'll be links to 2 other people who I'm going to tag. Those 2 people have to answer 5 of these questions that I'm going to choose, and I will add 5 of mine, and then they tag somebody. This is just to, I guess, to sort of familiarize people with what's going on in other people's lives, other people's minds. So, I'll get right down to it. Number 1, how many rolls of toilet paper do you currently have at this moment? I just checked. 2.5. 2 under the sink and 1/2 on the roll. What has been the biggest change since the lockdown? The biggest change, one of the biggest changes, is I lost my job. They tried holding on to everybody. There were 300 and something people at small aerospace, 312 I think, and they started letting people go, sending people home with computers, the people they could, but the people with the hands-on actually building the parts, eventually they lost contracts. Boeing, with all the lawsuits, they lost a bunch of contracts from Boeing, and they're down to just over 100 now. They got rid of a lot of people. I drive past the parking lot and it's empty. They're going to bring back a handful of the favorites. I'm not one of them. I hated that job, so that's cool. No problem there. Let's see. Where are you currently parked or docked? Same exact place as always, except in this city on Thursdays you have to have your car off the street because street sweeping. That's the only night we have to pull it off. The other nights you had to have a parking permit, but they did away with that right now because so many people home, everybody's on the street. They're not ticketing. That's cool. They're not ticketing for parking, so that's actually a benefit for right now. What have you gone without recently? 2 things. Haircuts? Can't get one. There's a Vietnamese shop down in Anaheim. There's 11 girls, and they are all good. They're all fast. You go in and out. It's great. And in the same parking lot, there's also Ranch 99, and there's a Thai place. And the Thai place, that's the other thing I miss. Going there a few times a month and having shrimp tom yum or chicken tom yum and steamed fried rice. Those are the 2 things I miss. What are you most grateful for? One of my friends in New York, he had this coronavirus, and he made it through. I saw postings of him today on Facebook, and he's back to the normal him joking around, so I'm thankful for that. And also that none of my family here has gotten it, and we're all still close, and we're all here for each other. I'm thankful for that. What do you miss the most? The way things were, the layout of the day, the ease of doing things. Now everything's got these distances and just this craziness to it. I do miss that. How long has it been since you've been at a campsite? About 14 hours and 20 minutes. What is your favorite quarantine food? The only thing I've had on any regular basis during this quarantine is self-caught trout, fresh trout. That's my favorite. I've been catching a lot of trout lately. How are you exercising or working out? Let's see. Hiking, backpacking, longboarding, walking around fishing. That's pretty good exercise. You walk from sun up to sundown. That's some good exercise. The other day, I was with a friend of mine, Bill, and we hiked from one campsite to the next. It was 10 hours, or 10 and a half hours. We hiked 10 and a half hours. We camped, had a great time, and then we hiked 10 and a half hours back. But we had a blast. Who are you challenging next? Choose 5 of my questions and add 5 of yours. Okay. Mike LeBray. Mike LeBray's gone through some major life changes right now. And many of you are probably wondering, whatever happened to this guy? So this is going to be his chance to tell you some interesting changes. And Charlie. Tagging Charlie because it's been a long time since I hiked with Charlie. I fish with Charlie every once in a while, but I don't know if he'll ever hike again. So I'll let him catch you up to date on that when he answers these questions. So Charlie, Mike, your names will be in the links to yours will be in the details down below also. What good has come from this? Where's the silver lining? There's good and bad. In fact, I lost my job. I lost my job, so I'm without insurance, I'm without pay. But the good thing is, I hated my job. I dreaded going there. The new owners tried to cut corners at every possible place. In some places, they cut corners where they shouldn't. And it's going to affect them and their parts, the quality of their parts. It's a clean room, guys. It's got to be kept at 51 to 57 degrees. Sometimes it'd be 80 degrees. They didn't keep that air conditioning running out. It was too expensive. So we're in there with carbon fiber flying around. We're laying up and this stuff's flying around, fibers. So we had to wear one of these masks even before this corona crap came around. And glasses. They want you to wear safety glasses in there. Is a piece of masking tape going to come up and hit you in the eye? That should be kept for where they're drilling and machining. In our clean room, there's no need for the safety glasses. We had to wear safety glasses, mask, and gloves. It's so hard to work. It was miserable, and I don't miss that place at all. I don't miss. The only thing I miss is this girl named Nancy that I worked with. She was always a joy to work with. I mean, we had conversations. We were just laughing constantly. But we got our work done. Actually, I was always 2 or 3 days ahead. So that's the good. This is going to give me a chance to finish my book, do a bunch of hikes that I've wanted to do, a bunch of challenges that I've wanted to do, and find a better job. What will be different for you when things return to normal? What is changing? Life is changing for everybody. There will be no going back. There is no returning to the normal. There will be no normal. The news, the media has brainwashed everybody so much. The pandemic, the pandemic, the pandemic. I think they're way overdoing it, but they're doing this with an agenda. They're pushing things, pushing changes. They're getting they're getting fear into the younger people to instill this into their kids growing up. This will be the new norm. There will be no going back. And I think ancient alien theorists believe they put this out there with a purpose. It all has an agenda. It was built, it was construction, man-made, I believe. And the antivirus is probably already in some guy's safe, just waiting for them to say, "Oh, we did it. We will save the world now." Now you can't work, you can't go to work, you can't go to school, kids can't go to school, you can't get food, you can't get paid unless you have this, this vaccine. And how are we going to prove this vaccine? Well, we'll have this card we carry around. But what about if they lose the card? That's right, we'll make a bracelet. They can say, well, there'll be counterfeit bracelets and people take them off. That's right. So we're going to put a microchip. Sound familiar? Does it sound familiar? Does it sound like that's the direction we're going? It sounds like the direction we're going to me. We all knew this was coming. I was hoping it would happen in my lifetime. I wanted to be a part of the show, see it unfold before my eyes. I knew it was. I mean, my faith told me it was going to happen. And I'd asked people growing up, since I was a kid, do you think it'll happen in my lifetime? Majority of people said no, and I hope not. But a few people said in the last few years, I do think it's going to. I really do think it's going to. This is my opinion. I know that's not what this is about, but the last question asks me this, so I'm going to answer it. I'm the type of person that if you are okay with me, if you like me, fine. If you don't, no sweat off my back. I'm not going to go following you around trying to change your opinion. Adios. You go your way, I go mine. But I think it's happening. It's all falling into place. I read it word for word, and I was like, wow, it's happening. And one of these little tags, if you follow me, then you know the story. If you don't, you're not going to believe me. You'll be blown away. But you can check it all out. It's all on my channel. It's all documented. I answered one of these, and one of the questions was 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. One of the questions was, what do you do for Christmas? And I answered it. If you weren't doing that, what would you rather do? And I said, follow the footsteps of Jesus. I'd want to follow the footsteps of God. And somebody that I don't even know said, do you have a passport? I said, yeah. Arrange it. I'm sending you. You don't need to know why. You don't need to know who I am. You don't need to know any of that. But I'm sending you. And I went, and everything just fell into place, and my questions were answered, and I saw the proof, and I touched it, and I'm like, how can people dispute this? And you're going to have the naysayers right now laughing at me and leaving bad comments, but I don't care. Until you've walked in my shoes, you don't know what I believe. You can't see the reasoning behind my believing. And I've been there, I've seen it, I've touched it. This stuff really exists. And it's there. It's like, wow. And then to see all this falling into place, it's happening. And over there, they're already all prepared for it. They've got the positions already waiting to be filled for everything, just like the final chapters in a popular book. It's all there, it's all happening. And I see it. It's like, wow. But worrying isn't going to help you. Some girl told me worrying's like sitting in a rocking chair. You can rock all day, you're not getting anywhere. You can worry all day, you're not going to get anywhere. And I talk to my ex almost nightly. She's in Russia. I talk to her almost nightly through Messenger. And I hate going on Facebook because you see all the negativity and the repetition. And it's all negative. It's like, wow, if you're feeding yourself this, that's what you're going to get. So I try to avoid this. I try to block the negativity. But I keep Facebook because the Messenger, I can talk to anybody in the world free. Video chat, free. I talk to her how things are going over there, and similar to here, very similar. But from the time she was with me, some 13, 14, 15 years ago, to the time she is now, she's a different person. Her mind's totally been altered, totally changed. She would laugh at me when I talk about this stuff and say, no, it's this way, no, it's that way, because she was married to a Muslim guy before. There were a lot of Muslims in Russia. And now she's seeing it all. She's like, now she's asking all kinds of questions. We have some really good conversations. And it's all happening. But it's no surprise. We've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help me sing? But I don't think it will ever go back to normal. The only thing, for sure, the only thing that doesn't change is everything changes. And this is all taking us somewhere. Everything, you think about everything. Think about the space program. You think about the different governments. You think about this virus. You think about all this stuff. And all of it is all interlinked, all guiding us. The puppet show, our puppet president and governor, and they're all just being used to direct us in a certain way. Call me crazy. It doesn't matter to me. Because nothing really matters. It is what it is. And you deal with it, right? So good luck in this new world that's coming into order. Mike and Charlie, you're up. Thanks for watching.